Hello Exile, Pegasus Grind here. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to another video. In this one, I finally explain the bow build I'm currently using. Stormcaller Arrow is an amazing skill gem you can use even if you started playing today. I believe it has huge potentials as a build. And right now, lightning builds cost way less than cold builds in this current state of this game that make this build easier to create by scratch. With an evasion rating more than 80%, 150,000 basic damage without any stacks, a 224,000 basic damage with stacks, and finally, a 314,000 basic damage with stacks and skill tree bonuses active. But enough with the intro, and before we go to items, keep in mind you will need a total of 190 spirit to be able to use all that I am using in this build. Let's see how these numbers can be achieved. You can use a helmet like this for maximum evasion rating results and some extra resistances. But it's not necessary. There is a cheap solution that boosts your damage and movement speed in cost of evasion rating. Vest. That was the hardest for me to find because I needed one with more than 2,000 basic evasion and had enough spirit. Ring number 1. Extra lightning damage and more percentage of lightning damage. Gloves or wraps. Here, you don't have to use a 4% corrupted mod. They are expensive. I bought these very cheap because someone socketed lightning resistance on it. Or belt. Life and resistances only. Good belts are very expensive. For boots, movement speed, evasion rating, life if possible, and resistances to cap your limit. Ring number 2. Extra lightning damage and more percentage of lightning damage. Amulet. And that was hard to find. You will need much spirit on it, and that sadly raised the cost. Evasion rating here will give you a very good bonus. And any critical bonus is very welcome. Both bonuses is amazing, but also expensive. Quiver. Projectile speed that scales with your passive tree. Attack speed is good to have, but expensive. Pure damage bonuses are welcome, and extra bonuses to critical and bow skills are very good also. Hardest thing to find, same as always been, is to find a good bow. Mine fires 3 extra arrows. I'm not sure why that guy sold me this for so little, but I bet it's not an easy to find. That's why you can use a bow with 2 extra arrows, with extra physical damage and extra lightning damage. For bow, the best stat you can have is plus to all projectile skill, which is also ultra expensive. Attack speed and critical are very good stats too. The lowest stat I have is Chaos Resist. And that's why I use a charm that gives bonus to Chaos Resist and extra guard. Now let's check the evasion rating when stacking Tailwind. Like that, I gain 82% of avoiding all damage and an evasion rating of 13,000. For Amulet Enhance, I did go for Overwhelming Strike. It has balanced critical stats and critical stun build up. These are all the jewels I'm using for this build. This is the skill tree that I use. I nodded these because the mana issue of this build was way greater than I thought, and that's why I removed these nods over here and added a 0.3 seconds on the arrow duration, which has great impact in general gameplay, but it kind of fixes the mana problem. Extra maximum lightning damage. Evasion rating plus more evasion rating. Many nods are there only for balancing the minus 70% of evasion ratio of the acrobatics nod. These 2 nods give very much damage, but I avoided them because of this over here. For more evasion rating, the counter side of this nod cancels out with this nod over here, but you have to dodge a roll for a 30% extra evasion rating. Now for gems, I will try to give you enough time to see what exactly I am using. Quality on Stormcaller arrow doesn't matter a lot. Important skill gem is the Fast Forward Support gem that removes 30% of arrow duration, which is great. For support gems, I use these 5. More weapon elemental damage, less skill duration, more area damage, less area of effect, more attack speed, more lightning, less cold, and fire damage. The only gem with a mana cost multiplier is this one. All other support gems don't help on the mana problem. Conductivity for curse. With these support gems, Wine Dancer for extra evasion rating, and these support gems. Herald of Thunder, of course, and these support gems. And the most important cast on Shock that casts Eye of the Winter, that inflicts critical weakness, and Sniper's Mark for an extra 86% critical damage bonus. Less cost and 40% increased energy. For extra damage, I use this spell with these 2 support gems for rage damage bonus and mana regen bonus. This will get its own video soon. That's how it works. You have to be near the spell to get rage and mana regen. You can get life regen too with the life font support gem. But for now, I use those too, and it's just fine. As always, thanks for watching.